Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I just want to start a brand new series on this channel. This is something that I've been wanting to do now for a little bit, and I just want to talk about what a boutique label is. Now I know most people that are watching this type of video that are going to be familiar with what a boutique label is or what what that means within the movie world. But I wanted to talk about like the basics of what that means for the people who are just now getting into physical media. I do think that there are going to be a lot more people getting into physical media as the next few years go on, especially if streaming services kind of keep up the way that they are, whether that's, adding extra fees if you don't want commercials or, just losing rights to things or anything like that. I feel like Oppenheimer was a great example of a lot of people taking interest again on or for physical media. And so I just kind of wanted to, maybe just kind of go over what a boutique label is. I'm going to, as I said, this is going to be a series, and so I'm going to, today I'm going to talk about 3 different boutique labels and kind of like just give an overview of what, in my opinion, what they are. And then in the next video, I'm going to talk about 3 more. I'm going to slowly like niche it down to kind of ones that are way less known and just ones that, you may have never even heard of. And so today I'm going to talk about 3 big ones. But before I get into that, I just want to talk about, different terms that might be just thrown around within the physical media world, especially for the people who are just now getting into it. Like myself, when I was first getting into movies or buying movies, I only thought there were DVDs and Blu-rays, but it is way more complicated than that. And so, yeah, I'm just going to start from the very, very basics and just kind of, get into what this video is actually about. So now a lot of you guys may know, but back in the day, there were VHS tapes, which were the largest home media format at the time. And soon after that, there were DVDs. Now, DVDs you can still purchase in the stores today. In fact, according to a lot of sources, it is the most sold format in the world, still to this day. I think it's because a lot of people think DVD is just good enough, which I will say I have a lot of DVDs. I still buy DVDs now, and depending on the movie, I'll try to get the Blu-ray, but I'd say overall, if I am at a thrift shop and I come across a DVD, I will buy it for $1 instead of waiting to buy the Blu-ray or the 4K. But today we have DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. Those are the basic 3 major different labels. The biggest difference in all of them is going to be quality, just different picture quality and audio quality. That's, the lowest out of the 3 is DVD, the second is Blu-ray, and the highest is 4K. And I'll put on the screen here a graphic of kind of what I'm trying to say with quality. But in regards to some other terms that may get thrown around in the physical media world, somebody might say a slipcover. Now, a slipcover, very, very basic. It's essentially just the cardboard sleeve that goes around the movie. So here's a copy of Liar Liar on Blu-ray, and this is the slipcover. As you can see, just a cardboard sleeve. Slips right over, or it slips and it covers. Yeah, that's basically what a slipcover is. Now, slipcovers are very collectible for a lot of people. A lot of people will want to grab the slipcover if it's available, because it does kind of give the movie this, like the physical release of it. It gives it kind of like a nice look on the spine, because these 2 spines, obviously, I mean, this is kind of might be a bad example because the slipcover is a different cover than the actual Blu-ray, but the cardboard, it will look like, in my opinion, it looks better on a shelf than just the Blu-ray. Now, throughout this whole series, you will hear the term slipcover come up actually pretty often, because most collectors, in my opinion, if the slipcover is available, will want the slipcover. Sometimes people will pay more money for that, or sometimes it's like a limited thing, but especially in the following videos for this whole series, you will see that slipcovers become very collectible. The next collectible thing that some collectors really want is what's called a steelbook. Now, a steelbook is exactly what it sounds like. it is a steel book, I guess. It opens up like a book, just like a Blu-ray case. So these usually, this is a copy of a Kill Bill. Now, these usually have different artwork than the actual Blu-ray. So here's the regular Blu-ray versus the Steelbook. Same exact disc, but it just usually has different artwork on the front, on the side, and on the back. So as you can see, this artwork on the back is similar to the Blu-ray artwork. But here is the spines next to each other. If it will focus. So you can kind of see that obviously if you are a collector, you may want this over the standard edition. Usually the standard edition is everything that you can find at like the Walmart bins. You can find them at, well, not anymore at Best Buy, but you could find them at Best Buy. You could find them on Amazon or whatever. Usually steelbooks, you have to do a little bit more digging where you have to maybe order that off eBay, or there might be a limited edition steelbook. When they say limited edition, it just means that they only made so many of these, and so when they sell out, they sell out. Not most of the time, regular Blu-rays like this are not limited edition. So that's just kind of a basic of like a look on what steelbooks are. Some people are really, really into steelbooks. I personally am not that into collecting steelbooks. If I come across them cheap enough, I will buy them. But overall, I will say that like the packaging for me just isn't what I'm really after. Next up, a lot of collectors will also want what is called a media book or a digibook. So this is a digital or a digibook of the film Goodfellas by Martin Scorsese. And I mean, this one, it kind of, this also includes another film, but it's kind of exactly what it sounds like. There is an actual book within the like release, and so it's like physically attached to it, and you have the Blu-ray disc there. Sometimes this one comes with the film Public Enemies as well. I know Scarface comes with the original Scarface film as well, but usually within here there's just some like essays and stuff about the film. I've actually never sat down and read any of these, but a lot of people will you know, want the digibooks as well. They do sit a little larger than a regular Blu-ray, so you can kind of see I have these lined up in the back. You can kind of see it maybe that the Goodfellas sticks out just a little bit more on the top and on the side, but a lot of people love these digibooks because it's more of a, you know, it's like a not a plastic coating on the outside. It feels more like an actual book. So that is another thing that people will collect. And of course, there is also just special editions or collector's editions of different titles. And so this is an example of that. This is the film Flyboys. This is the collector's edition of the movie on DVD. This is probably, I would say this is probably more popular with DVD than Blu-ray. But within these, you would get maybe 2 discs of material, maybe a special features disc as well. But then you'd also get like something extra like art cards, which that's what these are. Or you might get a specific slip cover, which this one's like a slip cover or slip case that actually goes on the side and not over the film. So that is just kind of like the collector's edition of the film. But there is also something that I honestly haven't seen a whole lot of. I think the last one that I saw was Secrets of Dumbledore, the Fantastic Beasts film, which is what's called a gift set. Now, a gift set is this. This is the film Scarface, and it comes in its own little box. And as you can see, you get the DVD with like some artwork up here. Within the DVD, it's also the special, this is the 2-disc anniversary edition, and so you get a disc of special features on there as well. But then this tray lifts out, and inside, maybe I can set this down somewhere. Inside, you just get some more bonus things. So this one in particular comes with a bunch of art cards. As I said earlier, it comes with the original Scarface DVD. And this one also, it would come with a cigar cutter, I think is what you call it. But mine is missing, unfortunately. So just depending on the different editions, you might just get like a little extra something. I think there was like a Willy Wonka one where it comes with like a little pencil box or something. And I have like a Ben-Hur where it comes with like a little statue and stuff like that. So it's really just like a gift set where it has like extra little things to it. But that is all still sitting outside of what I consider to be a boutique label. Now, when I say boutique label, in my brain, it kind of like means one of three things or all three of the things. Where I know there's like technical definitions of this, but I always look at it as, does the film get a restoration work? Does it get custom packaging or special packaging? And is there added special features that, you know, wouldn't normally exist on that regular disc? I would say it's like more common than not, one or all three of those things are a contributor to what a boutique label is. A lot of the companies that I consider to be a boutique label or a boutique company do all three of these things, where they will do custom artwork or special packaging with like booklets or posters or special slipcases or whatnot. They will do restoration work, so they'll go back to the original film negative and clean it up, and making it just a cleaner, better looking presentation, or they will add in special features. So they'll either make their own special features, or, you know, outsource that to somebody, or, you know, pull these other like interviews and stuff that, you know, might not have existed on the previous editions. So once you dive into boutique labels, you kind of start realizing how many there are. Today I'm only going to talk about three of them, and then in the preceding videos I'm going to be talking about more and more. But today I just wanted to touch on probably, I would argue, the three most popular, or maybe the three most like well-known outside of people who are really into boutique labels. The first up being my personal favorite, which is Criterion. Now, I talk about Criterion quite a bit on this channel, but essentially, the Criterion Collection is dedicated to gathering the greatest films from around the world and publishing them in editions of the highest technical quality, with supplemental features that enhance the appreciation of the art of film. That is their little definition on the back of each edition. Now, this is a Blu-ray of It Happened One Night. This is the Best Picture winner from 1934. Basically, the way to determine if it's a Criterion film or not, pretty simple. There's usually a little C in the corner, and there is this, you can kind of see it in this edition. On the side here, it says the year and Criterion Collection. Now all the spines look pretty much identical as well, where there's the C and then Criterion Collection, and then there's a number. This number is the spine number. So each film within the Criterion Collection have a spine number dedicated to it. And this happens to be number 736. And another way to tell that it's a Criterion film, it usually comes in this plastic case. Now this is for Blu-ray, or 4K, I guess. And you can kind of see the back too, that has like this little Criterion paragraph as well. Some of the older DVDs, let me just grab, some of the older DVDs might look like this, where they have the Criterion Collection right up here on, like in this long, like top bar, and the spine looks slightly different. Maybe full focus on the movie and not me. And then he has a spine number as well. But Criterion to me is essentially what the paragraph says, where it's just underappreciated films, or films that need to be preserved for, like, that are important to cinema overall. But films like the movie Seven Samurai, which this is spine number 2 within the collection. This movie basically changed how movies were done. This kind of really remade the hero's journey. This is directed by Akira Kurosawa, which is one of the most important filmmakers to ever live, in my opinion. But as you can see, this edition is a slightly different edition than the clear plastic case. Some of the Criterion titles come in these, like, I don't know, more digibook, digipack type of editions, where, you know, you'll open it up and it'll come with like an actual booklet and, you know, 2 discs, and that just kind of slides back into here. But films like that, where it's pretty important for cinema overall, there's a lot of Charlie Chaplin movies in there, and just overall, I would say there's just like a lot of movies that are important to cinema. A lot of foreign titles as well. If you are at all curious, I would highly, highly recommend checking out the website and just kind of browsing through what the Criterion Collection has to offer. I feel like they put out a lot of movies that you probably have never heard of, but there's also a few movies in there that you probably have heard of. But such movies like Wall-E, this is the Disney or Pixar movie, but this is a nice 4K transfer of the film, and it's fantastic. And so, you know, this movie never came out on 4K through Disney. You cannot go and buy this on 4K through Disney. This is the only way to get the movie on 4K, and so this adds just like a ton of special features, and just it looks amazing. And so there's movies within there that you know that's the only Disney movie, but there are other films in there that you probably would recognize. So if you are at all curious, I would highly recommend just, you know, scrolling through the website. There's just a ton of offer. I will say with Criterion that they are not the cheapest thing. Normal pricing for a Criterion title is about $40, and definitely the best time to buy them is during the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale. Now, Barnes & Noble is the only brick and mortar store that sells Criterion brand new, and so twice a year, for 2 months of the year, they sell Criterion at half off. So, you know, $40 half off is still $20, so they are still $20 a piece. Sometimes the 4K are pretty much about $25 a piece during the sale, and then box sets, of course, are more expensive than that. But I would say it is very, very worth it. It is just, I feel like they do such a great job at the restoration work and the special features and just the packaging. And it looks amazing, and I do think that it's worth the investment, because I feel like you are exposing yourself to a lot more different films than you would normally get exposed to. Now, similar to Criterion, there is another company that, you know, their focus isn't so much on films that are important to cinema overall, or films that have like influenced other movies, like what the Criterion Collection is. But in my opinion, this company is kind of more focused on, you know, films with a cult following, or, you know, obscure horror stuff, or, you know, just different like foreign horror. But that is the company Arrow Video. Now, Arrow Video is a company that I honestly do not know a ton about. I know that it started in England, and it eventually moved over to the US as well. But as far as I know, they do restoration work, special features, and custom or special packaging. This is the standard Blu-ray of the film Weird Science, and so a lot of people would probably have heard of this movie. But something else that's kind of nice about Arrow Video is they do reversible artwork. And so, let's take these out. You can kind of see in the inside, you could take this artwork out and flip it around, and you would have different artwork. But I think they've released this on 4K now as well. But they come out with the standard edition and the limited edition. So the way to tell if it's a limited edition or a standard edition is that it comes in this like hard outer box. This is of course for RoboCop. But the limited editions, these eventually do sell out. So if you want these, you do have to buy them fairly soon, or they will, you know, be gone. And usually the limited editions do come with a booklet as well. And this is a pretty long booklet. This is a 79-page, you know, booklet on the film. And you can still buy the standard edition after the limited edition sells out, and so that would be, you know, just this. And again, has reversible artwork. It has some art cards in here as well. And there's 2 discs. This has the director's cut and the theatrical cut. And just like a ton of special features on here as well. But along with that, there's also a couple of the titles that will come with a slipcover. So this is the 4K to Hugo, and has the a slipcover with it as well. But with Arrow Video, there is a couple different packaging options, whether that's the limited edition or the standard edition. I will admit, I don't know a ton about Arrow Video as a company. I know I do have a discount code if you are curious of ordering things from Arrow Video, especially if it's your first time. I would recommend checking that out, because I think you get $5 off or something, but I'll have that in the description. But I do like Arrow Video overall. I just don't know a ton about the company. And I feel like a lot of what they put out is films that you would have probably have heard about. But overall, I do like the company. I feel like they put out a nice mixture of films that you probably have heard about, but also some films that you have never heard of either. So I feel like there's a good balance there. There's always very interesting things that they're releasing. I would also recommend just scrolling through their website and seeing what they have to offer. And lastly, I wanted to talk about the company Scream Factory / Shout Factory. Now, Shout Factory is technically the main part of the company, and Scream Factory is kind of like the horror side of it. I focus more on Scream Factory over Shout Factory, so I have a very small selection of Shout Factory titles, but I have more Scream Factory. In my opinion, there's more interesting things coming out from Scream Factory than Shout Factory, but you know, that's just my opinion. Now, there's a lot of titles that you probably would have heard of, especially if you are a horror fan, within the Scream Factory catalog. But this is the film Firestarter. This is the collector's edition or the limited edition slipcover. Now, the slipcovers with Scream Factory is just kind of like what is the collectible piece of it. The slipcovers are all limited edition, and so a lot of collectors will want the slipcover. Now, with each Scream Factory Blu-ray, you get reversible artwork, and so on one side you get the original artwork that came on the original release back in the day, and then you get their custom artwork that they've come out with. So I personally, if I have the slipcover for like this instance, I like to like reverse it so it's like different artwork on the actual release than on the slipcover. I have heard that sometimes their artworks, like the ones that Scream Factory come out with, it can get a little repetitive, but I personally, I don't mind it. I think it's fine. And as you can see, there is no like custom casing. This is just a regular standard Blu-ray casing. And so you don't get like the same, like you don't get the clear case that kind of comes with Criterion or Arrow Video. But I feel like with Scream Factory, you just kind of get like a nice edition of these films. And along with each individual release of a Scream Factory title, you get both the standard edition, but sometimes you also get a steelbook. Now the steelbooks are limited and they are pretty collectible, I would say. Overall, people really like these. But this particular steelbook, you get 3 different discs in this. You have this is a 2017 4K scan, a 2016 2K scan, plus bonus features, and you also get a special features disc as well. As a collector, you may want the slipcover, or you might want the steelbook, or you want both. Along with that, they come out with some really, really nice box sets. And so this is a box set put out by Scream Factory, and that is the Fly collection. And so inside you have, you know, individual releases, which I always like it when these companies come out with like individual Blu-rays within the box sets. But yeah, these are just films. I mean, a lot of people have heard of The Fly, but I think a lot of these are the first time put out on Blu-ray, which is always very nice. And you gotta get some nice custom artwork all the way around on this set. But that's pretty much Scream Factory in a nutshell. Of course, there's going to be 4K titles mixed in there as well, where you might have like an example of like Halloween, where you might have again, reversible artwork from the original and their custom artwork. And you might have this like nice this nice hard outer box. But along with some of these, you get posters. There's different pins and vinyl stuff. You know, all these little collectible pieces as well that Scream Factory offers. But I think that is pretty much it for Scream Factory. And that's actually pretty much it for all of what I wanted to talk about today. But there's definitely a lot to learn when you start diving into boutique labels. I hope this video kind of gave you just a brief glimpse into you know, what a boutique label is and what it has to offer. And obviously, I'm going to talk about other companies as well. But I am curious, leave a comment down below of what your favorite boutique label is. And maybe is there any boutique labels that you think that there is like no one knows about? I am curious. I'm hoping to touch on pretty much all of them in this whole series. I have no idea how many videos this will be of, but I'll probably just tackle like 3 or 4 at a time. But hopefully this, for at least beginners in the physical media collecting game, that they'll kind of, you know, get an understanding of what a boutique label is, and just kind of, you know, what, when I say Criterion or Arrow or Screen Factory or any other companies, like, you'll kind of understand, you know, what I mean by that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I know this video was a little bit longer, but I am excited to talk about all the other companies that I have planned. But I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.